guys. How's everybody doing? All right, so by request, I decided that we could probably do a series of videos, and I would show you guys how I did these little abbreviated lap books. I wish I would have made more of them, but you know, they're quite. I mean, for me, I think they were quite time intensive, like kind of somewhat tedious, but since I do things in processes, like when I make a series of journals, it really wasn't too bad. I just did certain steps one at a time through each one. So so in case you hadn't seen these, they're just little lap books, like little mini lap books that I've made using a bunch of different types of envelopes and stuff, and lots of little pockets and tuck spots and things like that. And they have two spots for inserts, one here, and there's actually two elastic pieces there, and then there's a little flip around pocket here, and then there's another spot for an insert on this side. So if you wanted to, you could probably put two inserts in here, like maybe like a calendar type of thing on this side, and then like a journal on this side, or whatever. If you wanted to make them a little bit smaller than this, I don't know. But the ones that I made for sale in my shop, I actually did two little inserts for each one. So yeah, and then just little flip outs and stuff. And these were inspired by Wendy of Wendy's Journal Adventures, and because she makes amazing lap books, and I just kind of wanted to try my hand at doing all those little flips and tucks and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that's kind of what these are. And thank you for the inspiration, Wendy. So let me just kind of go through. So this video is going to be pretty much just talking about the elements and like what pieces you need. And yeah, we'll just kind of go through that. So basically, I put together a stack of what I used. Okay. And then I have some options for for folks that might not have all of these elements, these pieces. So basically what you're going to need, and I put together a list of links that I'll put in the description if you want to purchase all of these different envelopes and what the sizes are and stuff. So yeah, so this is the main piece of the journal. Okay, so it's a large, now you need invitation journals or invitation envelopes, because you want this straight flap. Okay, you don't want the kind that has a a triangle there. Okay, so you want envelopes that are flat, straight across. So this is an A9 size, so it's 8.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, so 8.5 by 5.75, and I'll have that in the description as the large envelope. Okay, so I'm using craft envelopes, craft paper. You could use white or cream or patterned envelopes or whatever. I mean, you don't have to use craft, but I like them because they're sturdy, and I just like the color. I like the neutrality of craft paper. So and then there's 3 of this size envelope in each one of those. And so these are an A2 size. So they're 5 3/4 by 4 3/8. Okay. So if you find envelopes that are, say, 5.5 by 4.5 or something like that, those will work too. You just might have to trim a little bit more off the top of this envelope, or whatever. Like you might have to do a little bit of trimming on some of your envelopes, but but I did find some that match these pretty closely on Amazon. So I got all of these envelopes at Hobby Lobby. So, you know, if you go to Hobby Lobby, they have these envelopes in 3 sizes. Okay, so it's this like small, medium, and large. This is the small and large size. Okay, I got the medium ones too, and I'll show you what I think you could do with those. But okay, and then these are seed envelopes. And so these are intended to be used for storing your own seeds, right? So they have a little flap. I like to get the ones that don't have the gummed thing right here. Sometimes they have like glue right there, kind of like these. This has glue right there. I like to use, there's an option with no glue right there. So I like to use these. The size on these is, well, altogether about 5.5 by 3.5. Okay. And then there's 2 of those in each journal. And then there's 2 smaller ones. Same thing without the glue. And these are kind of wonky, you know, like they're not perfect. You could always make something like this if you wanted to, and then just, you know, use those in the journal, but I'm not going to go through, you know, making these. So these measure 4.5 by 2 3/8. Okay. So there's a listing on Amazon for 2 sizes. So it's one listing and you get 200 of them, 100 of each size. And I put that link in the description also. Okay. And they're not like expensive. So then these were actually gifted to me. These are coin envelopes. These are 3 3/4 by about 2 1/4. So this is a small, I forget, I think it's like a number 1 size coin envelope. I couldn't find any on Amazon that are craft color. So, you know, you could use the like manila ones if you wanted to, or you could substitute another one of these for this one and then just make it a flap, you know, maybe extend the flap or whatever. Okay, so those, and then I use 2 different sizes of library envelopes, library card envelopes. And I put links to these also in the description. So they're, I mean, it's a box of 500. Okay, so you'll be seeing me using these a lot probably. But these are the economy ones, and it's all one listing. They just have different options in that listing. So they're 3.5 by 3 1/4. Okay. And then this is the bigger one. So this one is the low back deep pocket is what it says in the listing. So this is 4.5 by 3.5. So they're slightly larger than, you know, they're a little bit taller than these ones. So, but I put links to both in the description. There is a link for a listing, and this is what I bought when I first wanted to try these. It's a listing for 40 of these pockets, but I think it's just this, no, I think it's this size, and you get 40 of them, and I think they're like $5.99 or $6.99. I just felt like it was a better value for me to get the big box of them. So, especially since I really liked them. So if you just want to try these, you know, the link to the 40 piece, you know, is in there. Okay. So I used a couple of, library pockets. So yeah. Okay. That's it as far as like the base of the construction. But I thought, okay, so if people don't want to get all this stuff, well, actually, so here's what I was thinking about doing too, is I can put together probably 20 of these like kits, okay? And I could offer these just like through PayPal if you want to purchase a set of these. And I would say, you know, like $10 or $12. Okay. And this, I would, you know, I could just stick this into, you know, like a 5x7 mailer and ship it for a couple dollars. So if you want, I could put this together for you and like sell you a pack like that with this stuff. If you don't want to do that, you could get just find 2 envelopes that is a large and a small, where the width of the smaller envelope is the same as the height of the large envelope. That's basically what the criteria is, right? Because they go like this. The small envelope goes on the end of the large envelope. So that's why I said, like, if you don't have these, like, you could trim envelopes to kind of match this, right? You want to keep this pocket intact and that one intact. For the most part. If you needed to, you could cut that off and then just like glue it back together. But you'll see what I mean later when we put it together. So if you only have envelopes, here's what I thought we could do. You could use a large envelope and then 3 smaller ones. Okay, so 3 smaller ones, and that would replace, it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. And then if you took one of the smaller envelopes, fold it in half and cut it, this would replace these smaller seed packs, basically, right? And I thought it would be kind of cool to turn these upside down, cut the top open, and then you would have an extra pocket right here if you wanted to kind of swap out that, and that would give you an extra little pocket, you know. So I think I might actually do that during this series, make the alternative like version, you know, so you could sort of see how I would do it. I haven't done it yet, so be prepared for that. It might take some fiddling around. And then the other replacement would be for the larger seed packs, seed envelopes. I would take one of those medium-sized envelopes, or if you have another envelope already in your stash that has that straight, you know, flap, that would be, I don't remember what A size this is, but I think it's A6 maybe, but it's 7 1/4 by 5 1/4. So that's the medium-sized craft envelope. This is not in that, like, what I used. I did not use these when I made those original journals, okay? But if you have a medium-sized envelope, you could do the same thing, fold it in half or cut these in half, and that could replace these. And also, one of these small envelopes, you could technically replace the library pockets with this too, from the small envelope, or no, the medium envelope, from the medium size envelope. And that would be about the same size, because we're going to extend these and make these a little bit bigger anyway and put a flap on them. So if you've watched Wendy, she has a video where she does that. She puts a little, it's this piece right here. It's this piece right here. These are library pockets. Okay, and she put a flap on them, and I just thought that was super cute. She does them a little different than I did, but you know. So anyway, yeah, so that I thought would be pretty cool if you don't, you know, have all those other envelopes. And then to replace the little coin envelope, you know, you could just use another one of the small envelopes to make that, you know, and maybe just cut it a little thinner or something on one side. So anyway, so that's kind of an option that I thought was, you know, doable. I hope that makes sense. I'll as I go through making these, I'll do those kind of side by side, and so you can see how I would sort of replace these elements with these elements. Okay. All right, so that is the beginning. And my first step, and I'm just gonna sort of put together the base of the journal just to kind of get us going. So the first thing I did is I just cut, okay, so I've got my envelope upside down. I don't know, it's like I can't work with envelopes this way. I always turn them upside down. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim a little sliver right off the top of that envelope. I mean, it's just like the thinnest little piece, okay? Just to open it up, just so it's open now at the top, or actually the bottom, okay? And then I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to pull the flap open. Just makes it easier to fold it in half. And then fold it in half, open it back up, and then I'm going to actually pull this out, sort of crease that down. So now I've got it like this, right? I want to keep this all intact. Okay, so then I'm just going to cut a little bit of a kind of a curvy pocket shape. So not starting at the very bottom, I'm up about a ½ inch from the bottom. I'm just going to cut, kind of freestyle cut my pocket shape. Okay, so that's the inside pocket, all right? And so now we've got 2 pockets on this one envelope. And then, well, and I actually inked these too. I wound up inking them later on, but this is going to get inked also, because I'm not doing anything behind this pocket, like on this part of the envelope. I'm not putting anything. So I just wanted there to be a little bit of definition there. So I just inked it so you could actually see that this was a separate pocket. Otherwise it got kind of lost in there. You know what I mean? Okay, now this is going to get covered, so I'm not inking that. And then I just want to take one of these guys and I'm going to attach it to the back of that that base. Okay, so I'm going to use the art glitter glue, and I just wanted to point out I found this set of 4 of these little glue bottles. I need to put my glasses on. There's a set of these on Amazon, and there's actually one listing that's two packs of them, and they each have the little stainless steel pin. So it's important, like the regular art glitter glue, like 2-ounce bottle, it comes with, well, sometimes it comes with this the little metal tip. Sometimes it doesn't, but anyways, I just want to say this works out really well for me, because I don't know, like it seemed like those other ones, it got clogged up often, and I don't know, I just liked having a smaller little thing with the metal tip and a stainless steel pin. So it's 4 of them for like $4, maybe $5, you know. And I don't know, I just thought that was pretty economical. And then I also put a listing to the large bottle of the art glitter glue in my list of links. I put a listing for these, and then I don't know if I put the 2-ounce bottle to the art glitter glue in the description also, but I know these are in there, and then that large refill, because that's the best deal on that art glitter glue, is that big 16-ounce bottle. So anyways, so what I want to do, I need to leave a little bit of a gap in between this edge and the fold on here. Okay, so about 1/4 inch. So because that's where we're going to put our elastic, right? So like, let me just show you really quick. So that's where, whoops, this is where the elastic is. Okay, so I need to be able to fold that flap over and not have the eyelets like right on the crease, because we're going to put the eyelets right on the flat part. I hope that makes sense. So I'm just going to sort of actually eyeball this. I'm not going to measure it. You just want to leave enough so that your eyelets can go in right there. Okay. So just, you know, a decent amount of glue, and then just making sure that's straight. you want to line up the bottom. Okay. If the top isn't perfect, you can always trim that off a little bit. Okay. So I've got that one attached now. And then the other one is going to go the opposite way. Same deal. Okay, glue this one on. Make sure that that's, you know, straight and lining up on the bottom. It's the thing about art glitter glue is like it grabs really fast. So you do have like 4 seconds where you can work with it. But okay. So this is also going to get stitched right here too to add a little bit more strength to that connection. Okay, so I have plenty of room for me to put my little eyelets right there and my elastic on both sides. Okay, so that's really all I'm going to do for now for the cover. Okay, and then I will stop this video, and then so you know, if you're going to work along, go ahead and send me an email. I think I can do 20 of those little sets, and then you know, give you an opportunity to, you know, look at Amazon or look through your stash and see if you have what we need to like move forward. And then in the next video, I will talk about how I did the library pockets. Go ahead and watch Wendy's video. I'll find the link to it. Watch her video on how she does that. It's pretty cool. I love, and just listening to Wendy talk is fun, right? So yeah, so we'll do that next, and then I will also do this one, the little coin envelope. That one I did with a little with a magnet, and it's a little bit fussy, but this is where that one goes in the journal, right inside that front cover. Okay, so yeah. So anyways, thanks for watching, you guys, and I'm happy to be able to do something that people have been asking for. You know, sometimes it's hard to think of stuff that, you know, people want to see. So so let me know if there's anything else that you want to see like in the future, and I can put that on my list, you know. Anyway, okay guys, thanks for watching. See you in a little bit. Probably like, you know, later today, maybe, hopefully. Okay. Bye for now.